Big score for the men in orange. The only thing that they will remember that the last time in this tournament that they batted first and put on a significantly high score, it was actually chased down. This time they'll want to reverse that because they need to win both games. Led by Rahul Tripathi, 76, a superstar at the top from Priyam Garg, their new opener, and cameo in the middle, more than a cameo, 38 of 22 for Nicholas Pooran, all contributed to 193 for 6. Here we are on Cricbuzz Live. I'm joined by Lisa Sthalekar and a very honourable appearance by Pommie Mbangwa, who is flexing his guns for two reasons. One, he's got technology sorted. Two, his honorary score of 200 is pretty much come right. 7 runs away, Pommie. Well done.
Actually, you know, we need to be like fair. We said the discrepancy can only be 5 runs one way or the other, so nobody got it.
No, we've gone back to 10. We've gone back to 10.
We've gone back to 10.
Who's changed the rules?
Powers to be, Pommie.
Yeah, powers to be.
Above our pay grade.
Okay, I'll accept it. Yeah, and look, I'm very happy to see you, first of all. And I'm also happy that, my being technologically challenged, for now anyway, is kind of temporarily gone and I can be here. Also very happy that SRH have managed to, rather than go the usual route of absolutely nothing up at the front, have actually got their runs up at the front like many other teams do, you know. You expect that whoever's batting sort of 1, 2, and 3 would contribute greatly within your side. And I mean, Abhishek, for the first time, I'll say one of the few times that he misses out, he's kind of been the shining light up at the top with nobody to help him along. The skipper not getting runs in a poor run of form. It was good that he decided that he'd shift things, because to just leave them as they were, you're like knocking your head on the wall and expecting something different to happen, except kind of splitting your head open, you know. It's good. They've got 194. They give themselves a big chance. And as ever, at the back end of the tournament, we sit and we go, oh, well, we wonder, will it be enough? Will they be able to defend it and all of that stuff? But will they still qualify? So, yeah, nice.
Well, Gujarat chased down 200 plus when they last put on a huge score. Did Hyderabad. They had a drought of boundaries in the last few overs. They just got one from Kane Williamson at the end. Will they, I mean, if it comes to a situation where Mumbai chases down, will they regret not getting to 220 because they were on for it?
Yeah, they were. And this is probably where Rahul Tripathi as well and Nicholas Pooran will be kicking themselves that they didn't go on. You can see how the flow of the run rate, 9.5, 10, 10.2 from 11 to 15. And then those wickets just cost them. And we mentioned at the Combox that, that partnership between Tripathi and Pooran was so crucial to them getting to 200. And if they probably still gave them enough time, as a partnership to not put the middle order under pressure. But if they had gone at the 12th or 13th, it would have been another 10 to 15 runs down. So, I guess we'll see how Mumbai chase it and whether that will cost them in the end.
But really the star of the show, Rahul Tripathi, he's always contributed, always busy. But what you want from Sunrisers' point of view, Pommie, is for him to stay busy as long as possible, which he did today.
He did. And look, he's had a fabulous season. It's in a side where things haven't gone particularly well. And I know we'll say, look, they put 5 together first up after losing a couple. However, to kind of lose so many in a row in the second part makes it quite difficult for anyone. And to be able to be the one who remains getting the runs in a side that's struggling like that, I think he's been brilliant. And he's got them at a fair clip as well. Today, 172.72 is a really good strike rate. He's playing well, is in great form, and is ensuring that he doesn't waste that form and giving his team a decent chance just about each time, actually, when he goes out to bat.
And it was not just him. What he did, Lisa, was if you divide his innings into two, in a sense, he had 2 partnerships in excess of 70 back-to-back, and those really helped. 78 with Priyam Garg, who we've already talked about, and 76 with Nicholas Pooran.
Yeah, and just look at both of those guys' strike rates, and they went at a good clip. So when that happens, it takes a little bit of pressure off you as well. It means that, you can just see the ball, react to it, try and move around the crease. He was very good at, everything on leg side, kind of sweeping it, slog sweeping it. That's his go-to area. And it paid dividends tonight. But those partnerships, and it is absolutely crucial, because that's the difference between close to 200 and a 170 score.
Now, Pommie, Lisa and I briefly chatted about Priyam Garg at the top. Several factors. One is it's not his regular spot in most forms of cricket. Two is he's not really been playing in this tournament. And he comes in there to fill the boots of a captain who's decided, okay, through lack of runs, I'm coming down. For all those factors, how impressive was his 42 of 26?
Yeah, very impressive. I think the brief as well is what kind of makes it quite tough. You've been sitting on the side, and some might look and say, yeah, it makes it easy. It's the power play. You can go in, and the brief is you've got to play shots. The skipper's not been able to go at better than to run a ball just in general, so they haven't got good starts. So the job is to get off to a good start, and it means that he's got to play shots at the front. Now, you can't really do that if you're kind of looking at things and thinking self-preservation. I'm getting my go here, so I've got to be careful, and I've got to try and make sure I actually get a score. Guys who go out and do that end up not scoring at a particularly fast rate, not a fast enough rate for the side. So selfless in the way that he went about it, and therefore they managed to get themselves off to a good start because he just continued to play shots to do what the side required, rather than looking to look after himself. And yeah, it paid dividends for the team as a whole. And no doubt he's kind of presented a choice. He's presented an option to the powers that be to say, never mind me kind of walking in at 4 and 5 and whatever. I'm going to bat up front. If you need me to bat up front, I can do it. And I'm just showing you.
Yeah, and he'd be glad that he's proved a point. He was very much part of the under-19 setup, even though he was sort of upstaged by Yashasvi Jaiswal in that tournament, Lisa. But once they all made it to respective franchises from the under-19 team, this kind of innings could be the coming of age for Priyam Garg.
Yeah, and we mentioned it as well, that he could write his history right now. Sometimes it takes a catastrophe or things not going to plan where you're almost given a lifeline, and there would have been pressure on him, but also there wouldn't have been a lot of pressure on him, but given how poorly Sunrisers have gone. So this generation, that they love it, they want success straight away. He does play that kind of fearless brand of cricket, albeit in a different position normally. But to come out there and do what he did, I mean, he did have a life at 10. And if he got out at 10, maybe we'd be having a different conversation. But he was able to use that chance and go at a very fast rate.
But if you were to not have been watching this match and someone says, okay, Hyderabad put on 190 plus and one bloke picked up 3 wickets at the other end, even bowled an over at the death, go on, guess who it was. You'd have picked many names from the squad, probably even Rohit Sharma thrown in there, but not Ramandeep Singh. That was a surprise package for me for the innings.
Yeah, it was a bit of a surprise. And I guess if he comes into the attack as the 6th guy, it kind of tells you something as well. However, it's got to be said that, all teams will kind of have their go-tos as the extra option, because you do need an extra option. You do need a situation where you can look to somebody else in case your 5 bowlers, one of them fetches, and you need to kind of plug holes here and there. And such is life. I mean, if you think about yesterday, Liam Livingstone hadn't completed a set of 4 overs until yesterday. He'd be used 1 here, 1 there, bowl a couple, and that be it. Yesterday, he bowled 4 overs, and he bowled them really well. So you got to be versatile as a cricketer, and if you show that you are, then you're kind of putting your name up, your hand up for just about every situation.
It's the second time, actually, isn't it, Gautam, that he's literally come on and picked up a wicket. So there can be those type of players, the tag of the golden arm, as in your job is just to come in, You do something a little bit different. Maybe the opposition hasn't really thought about you. You jag a wicket and thanks very much. See you later. But he was able to stay on and pick up a couple more.
Yeah, it's not something you see anymore. When you talk about slower deliveries, you think of them as a slower delivery from a faster bowler. But this kind of a bowler, not really seen enough, the Ramandeep style. But Pommie, how about the champion himself? 250 wickets in T20 cricket for Jasprit Bumrah. 1.1 overs, he had gone for 19 runs. The rest of his spell, he goes for 13 runs and picks up a wicket.
Yeah, look, we discuss him a whole lot all the time, and the reason is he's very good. He's one of the best in the game, and what you get from guys who are the best in the game, particularly bowlers, is you have a scenario where the game is compartmentalized. So you'll have first part, second part, and last part of the game. And most of the guys who are really good, and Bumrah is one of those, is they can have an impact in each of those phases of the game many a time. And to get to 250 T20 wickets, many a time he's having an impact in all three. But what it says also is that if he doesn't have an impact in one, it doesn't mean he's not going to have an impact in the other two. If he doesn't have an impact in two, he may have an impact in one, which means you end up winning the game, sort of thing. And by that I mean, say a guy bowls up front and he fetches, and then he tries and bowls in the middle, and doesn't quite work, and then suddenly you get to what is a tight situation with the team chasing. It's him you still turn to, despite him not having a great day, and he could win you the game. So yeah, all the way through the game, you expect that he'll have something to say, and it'd be just kind of normal for him to do that.
Yeah. Bumrah alone, 12 runs, 1 wicket, 17 balls. That was the end of his spell after having gone for a few in his very first over. That would have made a difference in the end. It could have been the difference between 190 and 220, Lisa. But given the total, given the runs there's on the board, given Mumbai's situation, that yes, of course, they'd be playing for pride and trying to be above Chennai, but what they will be doing is playing fearless cricket. Does that make it more dangerous for Hyderabad trying to defend this?
Absolutely. And you kind of go, the law of averages, surely Rohit is going to fire. Surely Kishan is going to find some form. I mean, I just saw them walking out to the middle, and Rohit was looking up and, eyes closed and really trying to draw as much as he can into, just a couple more. All I have to do is a couple more, and then I get a bit of a break. So, they'll want to finish off strongly. We've spoken about they don't want to be on the bottom of the table. They're quite happy for Chennai to be there. They've got an opportunity to ensure that that's not the case.
Well, a couple of new names relatively new names we'll be looking for. And of course, with the ball in hand, Fazalak Farooqi is opening the bowling. Tristan Stubbs, for me. I mean, yes, Tim David, all the big names in a huge franchise like this. Dewal Brevis has already made an impression. This is a big one for Tristan Stubbs.
It is. I must say that I'm impressed, if I can put it that way, at the scouting, because you don't expect what you'd call an obscure name and a name that nobody would know to be kind of selected to the franchises in IPL cricket. You expect that, they'd be looking, yes, but it'd be people who are pretty established, and you expect to have some sort of reputation to them, because it means so much, and because it's not often you'd have teams take a punt on a guy. And Tristan Stubbs is a big hitter, but he's a young guy who's trying to find his way. He's aggressive. He's got a great attitude, and he's a good fielder. He can bowl some if you need him to, but he whacks it. That's what he does. He will have to find his way. He looked a bit lost out there in game number 1, but that's going to happen. Nerves and all of that as you start up. It's a huge stage. So I hope it's not a case of you have a couple of goals and that's how you're going to be judged, because I think he's going to be good in a time to come.
Well, he's got his reward, Lisa. He's in the national side, at least in the squad. And getting a rehearsal in these conditions, can only do him and South Africa good.
Yeah, and maybe he thought his first innings against Chennai wouldn't be a chance, but I'm glad to see that they've looked at obviously what he's done in the first class arena, and they touted him. He's already here in India. He's already been training on these conditions. Why not expose someone like that? So I'll be fascinated. I'll be glued to the TV watching that series, listening to Pommie's voice and seeing how he copes.
I tell you what, before we go, whilst he gets another go here, the fact that he's in South Africa's squad means that, this isn't there. And even if he doesn't get runs here, if he then plays in South Africa's side, it's in front of the India audience, and he's still got, depending on how many games he gets, he's still got a few goals to show what he actually can do. So it's quite nice. And the audition is pretty good, as Lisa says, to be here, because then those matches are here as well. So a bit more of a chance than he might have thought.
Well, we've got Daniel Sams padded up. So obviously Mumbai are looking to show a bit of intent. Throw him in. Tell him to get a few up front. Tristan Stubbs to come. Tilak Verma will provide the solidity. So should make for an interesting run chase. Anyone care to? I know Pommie's already got the prediction in terms of his much wanted 200. But you want to still give it a shot for a power play prediction, Pommie? 2 out of 2?
Come up with your own number this time, hey?
Well, have you got problems with my numbers?
Firstly, you didn't come up with the 200.
Oh. Okay, I'll come up with another. I'll come up with another number for the power play. Seeing as
one number. Okay, you come up with the one number tonight. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going for 47 in the power play.
47.
I'm going to go 44.
44.
How's
39.
that even your number?
39. Lower. Under 40. Under 40. Under 40. There you go. I know it's a big total chase, and they need to be 47, but I'm just got a feeling 39. I'll let Lisa and Pommie sort out things among themselves. But yeah, that's what it is. Almost 200 being chased by Mumbai. If Hyderabad manage to defend it, they're very much in it. And we will see just how far Mumbai have got in the 10th over. And at the end, we'll wrap up everything. If it's 2 points for Hyderabad, it means they're still alive for that 14-point shootout. That's all on Cricbuzz Live. We'll see you all soon.